Hey, good evening, guys. Bill McMillan here with you, NDWX.com, about 8:30 as we record this video update for you on Monday evening. And there's a lot of talk around the potential of a warmer pattern relative to normal as we close out the month of November and open up the month of December. And for the most part, we would agree with that. We wanted to review some of that data with you tonight. And also, though, really hammer the point home on just how impressive the upcoming shot of cold weather will be as we move through the next week to 10 days. So as we start things off, though, this evening, this is a look at the latest JMA weeklies, and this is the weeks 3 and 4 time frame. And notice this ridge across the Great Lakes and upper Midwest, and that would support a warmer than normal pattern, significantly so, as we wrap up the month and head into early parts of December. The latest European Ensemble also trending towards a return of warmer than normal conditions during that time frame once we get past the upcoming cold spell that we're going to deal with over the next couple of weeks and really the balance of the middle part of this month. It should also be noted that the European weeklies in tonight, the updated European weeklies, are in agreement with the return of warmer than normal conditions as we move through the latter part of November. And finally, the CFSV2, though this model has really been struggling, sees the warmth returning to close out the month and open up December. Now that said, it has to be noted that just how many times we've seen data want to deliver a warmer than normal pattern, and it's continuing to get pushed back further and further. That said, I do think it's a case of delayed but not denied when we look at the grand scheme of things between the current weather pattern that we're in, which has been on average overall colder than normal for quite some time, and obviously will continue to be that way as we move through the balance of the upcoming couple of weeks, and what lies ahead as we get into the heart of the winter season. We've been saying this, continue to say it, and continue to believe it, that it really is going to be difficult to get into that mean winter pattern without some sort of 1 to 3 week type relaxation from the cold, and at times may be much warmer than average. With all of that said, we also can't lose sight of just how impressive this cold shot is as we move into the weekend, and for that matter the majority of next week. I think this is going to rival the coldest air mass that we've seen so early in the season, November, at least since 2014. And if you remember just how impressive that air mass was, a long way to go between now and any sort of warm-up. And eventually, this may lead to some wintry mischief as we go through the next couple of weeks. Now, that said, a lot to try to get this off of here real quick for you guys. There we go. A lot to digest when it comes to the operational model data as we go through the next week to 2 weeks. High confidence on significant lake effect outbreak developing across the snowbelt regions of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio with this early season push of Arctic air. But that said, any sort of widespread wintry event, though it comes and goes on the operational models, yet to be determined. I will say this is the type pattern that can certainly yield some sort of early season wintry fun and games, and we may very well see that play out as we go through the next week to 10 days. But confidence is very low in any one particular solution outside of the snow belt for the next week to 10 days. That said, we'll continue to keep a very close eye on things and keep you updated here on NDWX.com. Big story, though, guys, is really, though, some sort of milder pattern may loom as we move into the latter parts of this month, is the cold air mass that is really going to grip the eastern half of the country as we move through the next couple of weeks. Guys, make it a great evening. Thank you, as always, for logging on to NDWX.com. We'll talk with you soon.